Here, just passing through the Everglades and around the Naples area of South Florida. As for tonight, we're going to see conditions drop to 45 degrees. Clear skies, just like we've been seeing for most of the day, with winds coming out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Keeping an eye on those very low temperatures for the rest of the week as well. As for tomorrow, our high, 71 degrees. Sunny, just like today, with winds coming out of the north at 6 miles per hour as well. For our headlines for this today's show, we've got all clear conditions for the rest of this week. It's starting to feel like fall, and we are also going to be keeping an eye on Category 5 iota. So this is FSU weather. All right, and here's another great look at our sunset right now behind Doak Campbell Stadium. We are currently sitting at 65 degrees now. You can see those temperatures are dropping just as we speak. Partly cloudy conditions with winds coming out of the north at 7 miles per hour. Very clear conditions right now in our viewing area. You can see Tallahassee, no rain spottage at all right now, even to our south in central Florida. Not much rain over there as well. A bit of a scattered shower or two, as we can see in the viewing area. We can also see we've got a bit of this line of scattered showers that is off the coast right now, off the coast of Daytona Beach area. And we've got these little scattered showers in South Florida, around the Naples area, and into deep Florida Everglades. Current temperatures in our viewing area right now, Tallahassee sitting at a cool 65 degrees, Quincy a little lower at 59. Up in Thomasville, we're registering at 55 right now, 55 up in Valdosta, and down south a little by the coast, 65 in Apalachicola. So we can see these temperatures continue to drop into the late night hours. We also have very low dew points, meaning we've got dry conditions. That's what this beautiful weather is all about. Not a lot of moisture, very dry. 36 in Tallahassee right now, 46 up in Quincy, 35 in Bainbridge, and 35 down in Apalachicola. And we're going to see these dry dew points consist through the rest of the week as we see very cold temperatures. Heat index right now, 65 in Tallahassee, 65 down in Apalachicola. These are very similar to our current temperatures because we've got these very dry conditions keeping our dew points very low. Over the next 24 hours, very dry conditions. Not much rain coming into our viewing area at all for the time being. And we're going to see these conditions most likely consist into the rest of the week as well. For tomorrow, moral of our story today, lots of sun. 9 a.m., 52 degrees actually, so these temperatures are going to warm up as we get into the day. 12 p.m. we are sitting at 60 degrees, and at 3 p.m. we'll be sitting at 70 degrees. So these temperatures will go up as we make our way through our day. As for tomorrow, we've got a high of 71, but you can see these low temperatures for tomorrow and Wednesday drop into the mid to low 40s. Great campfire weather. We can see cool 66 as the high on Wednesday. From there, we will see conditions go up a little bit in the temperature-wise. 70 will be our high on Thursday. For Friday, our high will be 75, and for our home game versus Clemson on Saturday, we'll be sitting at 78 degrees. These conditions will persist as we go into early next week. Now we're going to hand things off to David for a look at the Southeast.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that football game. I hope we, hang in there with Clemson because it's going to be a very tough game since Clemson is #1 football team in the nation currently. We're looking at the temperatures around the Southeast. Absolutely beautiful, very comfortable, mild temperatures. On the map right now, Atlanta 55 degrees. This is campfire weather. Get out there if you have a campfire, a burning site in your backyard. It'd be awesome to do some marshmallows and make some s'mores this evening. Down here, it does get warm as you go down the peninsula of Florida, 76 degrees in Tampa. And how about these dew points? Absolutely dry air, as Josh was saying earlier. Look at 38 dew point in Jackson, 33 Montgomery. And here in Tallahassee, 36, this is absolutely dry, just very comfortable air that we're in right now, and it's time to enjoy it. But unfortunately, our friends down South Florida are still on the muggy side, 68 in Miami. And look at these winds bringing the cool air down from Canada. This light winds right now, but this is ushering down the cooler air. It's going to give us a very cool night tonight here in North Florida. As far as South Florida, the front hasn't made it to Miami yet, so it's still on the muggy side and have probably lows in the low 70s. As far as the radar goes, look at this, absolutely beautiful across the southeast. Only place to mention rain is down here in South Florida, where the front is on its way south still, but this is kind of moving very slowly. And not much, this brown right here, this is dry air that has come in behind the front. And you can see where the front is draped over Central Florida currently, where that higher dew points are located south of that front. Next 24 hours, absolutely beautiful across the southeast, clear skies, lots of sun. So when you get down to South Florida, they'll have more of an onshore breeze developing tomorrow afternoon, bringing some scattered light showers and clouds onshore. And for tonight's lows, it's going to be on the chilly side, 41 in Tupelo, 41 here in Montgomery. And as you move down to Florida, down the peninsula of Florida, you see 60 degrees in Tampa. And tomorrow's forecast absolutely beautiful. Get outside and ride the bike, go for a walk, have a picnic in the park. You might need a jacket, but 69 in Montgomery, here in Tallahassee, 72. And you get down to Miami, it'll be 82 degrees. So now I'm going to take a look at the tropics, and I'm going to hand it off to Robert. What is going on with Iota?
Right, David. We are looking at Hurricane Iota, one of the strongest storms we've ever seen in November right now. You can see we have made it way down this list. Right now at Iota, we're looking at maybe the development of Kappa looking into the next few days. We'll have to watch that one. But you can see we have never gone this far in the Greek alphabet. That means this is an extremely active season, at least in the number of storms that we've had. Right now, looking at the satellite and radar, you can see Hurricane Iota with that really well-defined eye. You only see that on extremely powerful and deadly storms. This storm is making its way almost exactly in the same area where Hurricane Eta, itself almost a Category 5, just hit about a week ago. So we are really watching out this area in Nicaragua right now. It is right now near Puerto Cabezas in Nicaragua, 55 miles east-southeast. So we are really watching and praying for this area right now because we do know at this point that it will likely be a humanitarian crisis. Looking at, you can see it is 919 millibars for our pressure. That is the strongest storm we have seen this season, breaking what we had. I think it was 927 with Eta. Movement is west at 9 miles per hour. And you'll see this storm weakening just a little bit as it makes its way inland. We'll see it go downgrade to a Category 3 once it makes landfall and going into a tropical storm. Looking at the spaghetti plot, seeing where this storm could go, there's not a lot of firm agreement. We can see general agreement on it might make its way towards the Pacific, maybe going out towards the north. We're going to have to watch that. Not a lot of strong agreement where it's going right now. We'll have to continue seeing this storm, but it will likely weaken wherever it goes. Looking at the wind field, you can see that it is weakening as it goes inland and then eventually loses its tropical status as it goes to a depression likely, but it is again going to, with that incredible storm surge that is going to be hammering those villages on the coast, torrential rainfall, and of course high winds that we're going to be watching with this storm. Within the next 24 hours, you can see we have this storm going into Nicaragua right now. You can see it making its way towards the coast. It is, of course, going to decrease in strength. You can see this convection right here going towards the west part of the coast, going to, of course, weaken, of course, a little bit. You can also see we are watching this area of development over here, what I was saying earlier about Kappa. You can see just a little bit of convection here right now, nothing too much in the way of tropical characteristics, but we are of course watching this storm, watching characteristics such as vorticity, the amount of convection we have here, maybe seeing what we could eventually have develop here as a storm. 40% chance for the next 5 days right now, no chance in the next 2 days. But of course, as with all storms in this November and with this season, we are going to have to watch this storm. Right now, we have an active season. That's basically the name of the game right here. We are going to have to continue watching these storms always because you never know what can happen. It is always a good reminder to be prepared no matter where you live on the tropical basin. Now we're going to pass things off to Josh at the educational desk.
Thank you very much for that tropical update, Robert. We are certainly praying for those people of Nicaragua right now, and we will keep you updated as that storm makes landfall, and hopefully you can check it out on your own later this night. But today, we're going to be talking about something a little different. We're going to be tying in the coronavirus with actually these cooler temps that we've been seeing as these days go on. So why is it that we seem to get sick more when it's actually cold out? There's actually a few reasons for this. Number one, viruses tend to transmit the best in cold, dry environments. And this is exactly the kind of temperatures and low dew points that we're seeing right now. So even more now than ever, you got to be very careful out there. You may contract the virus even more likely than the past few months that we've seen over the summer and fall. We see this every year with the flu and common cold. So due to this, we are most likely going to see the same thing with the coronavirus, as these viruses are very similar, although they have very distinct characteristics, as we've sadly seen over the past few months. So we're going to combine this with rising coronavirus cases, and we kind of have a problem on our hands. More than 500 new cases are being reported in Leon County this week. This is a big jump. We're probably going to see these numbers continue just because of these cold, dry conditions, as we just talked about. These numbers are also being seen much higher nationwide. I'm sure if you've been keeping track of the news, you've seen this is kind of the big headline after the elections, that all these case numbers have been going up a lot. Also, the hospitalization and death rates are also trailing behind. So these hospitalizations and death rates actually increase a little bit after you see these increases in cases. But luckily for us, we have free testing in Tallahassee. We have free testing at FAMU, and we also have free testing for FSU students at the Tuck. So, moral of the story, we want you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, and always follow local, state, and federal guidelines that they place for us, because know those are keeping you safe. But for now, we are going to pass things off over to David at the Nation.
Thank you, Josh, for that educational desk. I think a look at the national picture here, and you see cold air up here around North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Will this make it down to us? Probably not yet, but and you see out here, California seems to be the warm area at 83 degrees, while Miami's not the warm area anymore at 79 degrees, and they're gonna have a cold front eventually maybe make it to Miami. We'll have to wait and see what exactly happens. And out west, most of the country has dew points are on the very low side, just cool, dry air out here. And the only place where you really find any dew points that are really high is down here in Florida, where you see Miami at 68, Tallahassee at 36. The cold front has passed through, and now we're going to enjoy this nice fall weather. Water vapor imagery shows some moisture up here in the Pacific Northwest, moving on shore with a low pressure system out there, and lots of dry air in Texas and Arizona, and a whole way across here to the southeast. Look at this dry air just being ushered in behind this cold front. And it's going to give us this beautiful, clear weather for the next couple of days, hopefully for the next week here. And there's some moisture associated with the cold front over parts of South Florida, which hopefully will make it through the peninsula and give them some dry air like we're experiencing. As far as the satellite radar goes, not much going on across most of the country. We do have some snow, lake effect snow up here near Toronto, and there's some about 2 inches of accumulation up here in the mountains up in upper state New York. And then in the northwest, there's also some rain along the coast here, and then there's some snowfall just north of the U.S. border and in the mountains of Washington state. And there you can see, going the wrong way here. You can see that there is a flood warnings due to the excessive rainfall that happened to fall from Tropical Storm Ada that passed by just last week, and so there are some flood advisories, flood warnings for the rivers, also on the east coast of Florida, and we have a small craft advisory here along the Gulf Coast. And if you're wondering what this yellow box is, this is an amber alert for counties just west of Dallas. And northeast, not much going on, and you get down to the central Appalachian Mountains, but as you get up here into the northeast, there is some snow accumulations and some rain showers. Nothing on the heavy side, probably 1 to 2 inches in most areas. In upper Midwest and the Central Plains here, not much to talk about. There's some snow up here in Wisconsin, and and some rain showers and snow in Montana. And in Southwest, absolutely clear, no precipitation to talk about, but there is a drought to talk about. Lots of dry, they need some moisture out here really bad because those fires are still going. And tonight's lows around the country, bitter cold up here towards the Great Lakes region. As you go further south, you get into the 40s and 50s in Florida, and tomorrow's highs around the nation, upper 60s to the Central Plains, and these cool temperatures remain up in the Great Lakes, and all the warm weather is to the south. I'm going to hand things off now to Robert, who's going to take a look at the local forecast again.
Thank you for that look, David. It seems like for most of the nation is going to be pretty dry and cool. Right now we can get this beautiful look at Doak Campbell Stadium, always the most beautiful stadium. No stadium is ever more beautiful than Doak Campbell. But you can see this nice sunset we've got here, pretty cloudless tonight. with a low of 65 that we're looking at, partly cloudy, winds from the north at about 7 miles per hour, so pretty nice and cool for most of us. Looking at the satellite and radar, you can see, well, there's pretty much nothing going on. From the east to the west, there's a few storms near the Space Coast that are just a little bit on the strong side, but not severe, of course. Might just make your driving and walking a little bit wet out there on the I-95 corridor, but nothing too much for us over here in Tallahassee, of course. You can see wind speed wise, it's pretty calm for most of us. 6 in Donaldsonville, nothing in Valdosta, maybe up to 6 in Apalachicola, 2 and 4 in Carabel, but nothing too crazy to talk about on the winds. Looking at our temperatures, though, you can see they are nice and cool for us right now. 65 in Tallahassee, 55 in Thomasville. Man, that's just beautiful to see here in Tallahassee, and 62 in Bainbridge. So these temperatures are absolutely amazing for us right now. Couldn't really ask for anything better, and you couldn't ask for a better dew point either. It's nice and dry here, 36 in Tallahassee, 41 in Thomasville, 35 in Apalachicola. Dry, pretty much unlike what we see down in Miami right now. Sorry for you guys, we're just enjoying it up here. Next 24 hours, you can see pretty much nothing. It's pretty dry for us, not much to talk about with the radar. Day planner forecast, lots of sun. It'll be nice and cool in the morning with a low around in the 50s, and it'll be 52 at 9 a.m., 60 at 12 p.m., 70 at 3 p.m. So if you like these nice and cool temperatures, make sure to get your walk in earlier in the day. The week ahead, you can see that it's nice and cool on Wednesday with a high of 66 and a low of 45, eventually going to warm up, however, unfortunately, but as we get into the end of the week with a high of 80 and a low of 60. So this is going to be a pretty nice look at our forecast here. You can see pretty nice. Not too many clouds for us, going to be from the 70s to the 60s, maybe getting up to the 80s and with some more clouds as we get towards the end of the week. But look at those lows, absolutely beautiful. A stark contrast from where we were in the 60s and 70s, but we are, of course, now in the 40s and 50s. So again, absolutely beautiful conditions we have here in Tallahassee. We're going to, of course, continue to see this. So now I'm going to pass things off to the environmental segment with Lindsay.
Welcome back. I'm student environmentalist and student meteorologist Lindsay Parmet. And it is a beautiful day outside. It is a little chilly, why I am all cozied up in my sweater and my hat, and unfortunately inside, but it's beautifully sunny with a clear sky. But we're not here to talk about the weather, we're here to talk about microplastics today. So microplastics are small, broken down pieces of plastic, and they're not good for the environment. Unfortunately, they pollute oceans. And the pollution of oceans with microplastics is bad because if coral reefs ingest the microplastics, it can cause bleaching, which can cause the elimination of reefs, which furthers the destruction of an ecosystem. And not only do corals eat microplastics, but fish do as well. And some humans eat fish. So we see that Americans are consuming about 142 pieces of microplastics a day. Now, if we think about that on a weekly scale, you've consumed about 5 grams of plastic weekly, and 5 grams of plastic weighs out to the same size and weight as a credit card. So in 1 week, you've consumed about a credit card's worth of plastic. Now, you may be wondering, why is this bad? Why should we care? Well, if you care about your body, you should know that microplastics have toxins in them called polychlorinated biphenyls, commonly known as PCBs. And these PCBs can cause various diseases, but some of them include various autoimmune diseases and different types of cancers. So you may be a little concerned now and wondering, how do we eliminate this problem? Well, what I suggest is trying to live a minimal plastic or no plastic lifestyle. And the best way to do this is opting for reusable utensils like a reusable water bottle, like reusable forks and knives and spoons rather than the plastic ones that are given. So that's all I have for you guys today. Please be conscious of the environment and make sure, if you can, to positively impact the environment in different ways each day. That's all I have for you. Bye, guys.
For that educational report right there, Lindsay. So here's a look at current temperatures around Florida. Down in Key West, we're seeing 79 degrees, 80 up in West Palm right now. As we move north into the state, we've got 68 in Gainesville, 63 up here in Jacksonville, and 65 over in Tallahassee, where we're at right now. For our satellite and radar, just as we said before, clear conditions throughout most of northern and central Florida. We've got these moving showers moving in through the west coast and through the Florida Everglades right now. Miami and the Keys might see a little bit You can see right here, we've got these scattered showers right now. It might make their way inland a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on that up here in Palm Beach and Broward County. You might also see a little bit of showers throughout the evening hours. But for Miami for this week, we've got 82 as your high tomorrow with a 60% chance of thunderstorms. But throughout the week, we'll see conditions mild out into the mid to upper 70s. For Tampa, tomorrow you will be seeing mid to upper 70s, and these conditions will consist in throughout the week, but you'll have a 0% chance of rain, so look out for that. Orlando, you've got a 0% chance tomorrow, and you've got temperatures in about the mid to lower 70s throughout Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For right now, the Central Florida satellite and radar, you can see we've got not much action over here. We've got a little bit moving throughout the coast right now, off into the Gulf, and to our east right now, we can see some scattered showers. Probably won't make their way onto the coast. For northern Florida, the Jacksonville region, no showers to report right now. Also, same situation in Gainesville and Lake City. As for Jacksonville, this week, you'll be seeing conditions in the low 70s, all the way down to the low 60s as well, so keep an eye out for those low conditions. Pensacola, you'll be seeing also similar conditions as Jacksonville as the nice warm temperatures continue. We've got very clear conditions in the Panhandle right now. For tonight's low temperatures, we've got 70 down in Miami. As we make our way north, we've got 55 in Tampa, 47 up in Gainesville, and 45 in Tallahassee. And as for tomorrow's forecast, we've got lower 80s, and we've got mid 70s and upper 70s. As we go up a little bit north, we can see temperatures in the low 70s. So keep an eye out for these cool conditions, but as for now, we're going to pass things off to David for a look at the local.
Yes, thank you, Josh. Just absolutely beautiful weather for the next coming week. Just absolutely just amazing. And the sun has set. We just have an afterglow here of the sun that's already set over Doak Campbell Stadium. And how about these temperatures? Temperatures continue to drop. When I first came in the studio this evening, it was 70 degrees. Now it's 65 under partly cloudy skies. That north wind now is 7 miles per hour, ushering in that cooler, drier air from the north. And radar, not much to talk about up here, but when I turn to look at the other side here, there are some showers associated with where the front is down here, draped over Central Florida, and slowly moving to the south towards Miami. Maybe they'll get in on this cooler, drier air later in the week. We'll have to see. Bainbridge currently 60 degrees, Thomasville 55. Look at these temperatures. This dropping very rapidly due to radiational cooling. There's no clouds, so that radiational heat from the ground can just escape the space and not being blocked by anything. So temperatures will drop drastically over the next 6 hours. Quincy 55 degrees. And as far as dew points, comfortable. And anywhere from the mid-30s to the mid-40s, which is absolutely just beautiful, comfortable weather, air to be a part of. And the winds out in the north basically ushering in that cooler air, cooler and drier air. St. Mark's 4 miles per hour north, and here in Tallahassee 7 miles per hour also out of the north. Next 24 hours, no cloud cover, absolutely just nothing but sun. Just beautiful weather to get outside and take a bike ride, go to the park, walk the dog in the morning, and just absolutely just beautiful. Tomorrow 9 o'clock, expect temperature about 52 degrees. You're gonna need a jacket for that. That is jacket weather, if I have to say so. I'm not from Florida, but even that is cool for me. At 12 p.m., lots of sunshine, 60 degrees, and in the afternoon at 3 p.m., 70 degrees. Is absolutely just beautiful weather. And look at the beautiful weather for the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Can someone say lots of sun? And into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures on the mild side, 71 for tomorrow, and then Wednesday, 66 degrees. Bring a jacket and get out there and just enjoy this weather. And look at these lows at night. If you have a fire pit or something, this is great weather to do s'mores, just play the guitar around the campfire, because these are absolutely just beautiful temperatures. And for the football game here in Tallahassee, Doak Campbell Stadium on Saturday, absolutely beautiful weather to get out to the game as we take on Clemson Tigers at 12 o'clock is kickoff time. And it's just going to be absolutely beautiful. And these temperatures will continue to be great through the beginning of next week. So now I hand things off to Robert at the closing desk.
Thank you for the look at our local weather, David. It's, well, pretty boring here, but one of the major weather events we were talking about, of course, in this edition of FSU Weather is Hurricane Iota, which is actually the first Category 5 Greek weather storm that we've ever had. Of course, back in 2005, we only made it to Zeta, so we are also breaking a record with the number of names that we have. So, of course, this is a system that is quite record-breaking. It is also the second strongest November storm behind the 1932 Cuba hurricane, which had a pressure of 915 millibars and maximum sustained winds of 175, well into the Category 5 range. Of course, right now, Iota, as of the current situation, it is 919 millibars and 160. Of course, with pressure, the lower it is, the stronger the storm is. This is also the 5th consecutive season since 2016 with a Category 5 storm ever since Iota. Of course, Eta was pretty close to Category 5 status, but it ultimately remained being a Category 4. This also, we are looking at a potential situation after Iota, maybe Kappa, maybe just a tropical depression. We'll have to see how strong it could potentially get. But it looks like, as models are saying, it could potentially go south right now. We're going to have to, of course, look and see. But with all of this tropical activity, it's always a good reminder to stay always in tune to the weather, always watching the weather, always having a hurricane kit ready, and always prepared, because these seasons can be very unpredictable and spin up storms pretty quickly. Like I was saying earlier, of course, our local weather is a little bit on the boring side. It's a little dry and cool. But of course, this is good weather for transmission of the coronavirus. So if you need to get tested, it's always a good thing to go to maybe the Tucker Center, as Josh was saying earlier. Just make sure to take care of yourself and your family. And of course, we got football coming up, so you're going to have to watch that game. But that's pretty much it from us here at FSU Weather. Follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather and also on Facebook at FSU Weather. We also do stream live, of course, on Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. FSU Weather on YouTube. And then also make sure to watch us on Instagram at FSU Weather. So thank you from us here all at the FSU Weather team. We thank you for tuning in to us tonight. And hopefully you tune in to us for the rest of the week. Thank you and good night.